you a little background on what I'm doing and who I am before we get started, is I am the mother of 8 children. Yes, and every one of them I've been married to the same man for nearly 30 years. And that has been a challenge for him, not for me, because he's been great. But he's very patient. I have one of my daughters here with me today, my 17-year-old daughter. When I travel extensively around the world, teaching parents, students, and educators about social media, and primarily Facebook. Why do I do this? Because it's important, and this is the environment our kids live in. And I'll be very candid. My underlying message here to you tonight is how to strengthen your family. And so just, I'll put that out there right now. It really is how we as parents help understand our children, teach, guide, and direct them, and put them in a safe environment and strengthen our family relationships and ties in the process. And this can be done through the use of social media. So if you're a parent, one of the most important things that you could do is to friend your child. Now, if you don't have an account, you have homework tonight. Go home and set up a Facebook account. You probably didn't want to hear that, but you need to do that. Your kids, if they aren't there yet, they will be. 99% of kids 13 and over are on Facebook. There are 7.5 million children under the age of 13 on Facebook. 5 million of those children are under the age of 8. I talk to schools all over the country, actually all over the world. And you'd be amazed at how many kids as young as 5th grade have an account. So it's important that you be in this environment, whether your child is not, so that you know how to guide and direct them, that you're familiar with this. The reason, and we've redone studies on this, the number one reason why our kids don't want to friend us on Facebook is they're fearful that we'll embarrass them. Why will we embarrass them? Because we don't know how to behave. I know, it sounds funny. We don't know this culture and we don't know this environment. But that's exactly why. Oftentimes we think it's because they don't want to spy on them. That's a secondary reason, but it's not the primary reason. So what we did with our class is we told these parents, fine, if your child doesn't want to friend you, that's okay. Go home and set up an account and set up your own network of friends. Then by the end of the course, another surprise to us was that every one of these kids that didn't want to friend their parents at the beginning of the course then were comfortable enough friending their parents, because their parents had proven themselves, had proven that they knew how to function in this environment and that they knew how to operate. So the lesson they're learned is learn the culture, learn how to speak this language, learn how to speak to your child. So it is important that you sit down with them on a regular basis and either ask them to open up their page and just, through a teaching process, go through what's posted on their account, or at least have access to their account so that if you are concerned, that you can check up on what's going on. And it's like taking your child to the park. When our children were young, we would never go and drop them off in the park by themselves and right away. This is a virtual park. And as parents, we need to have the same kind of access. So this goes back to applying what you know now to this environment. Have conversations with your kids. This is the the most important thing that you could possibly do, is have ongoing conversations with your kids about Facebook. And even though you may not like Facebook or feel like it's a waste of time, you need to get on it every single day. Attach it to another behavior, like in the morning when you're sitting down drinking your coffee, hop on for 5 minutes. Even if you don't see what your kids are doing, or if you're not there to check on your kids, at least understand the culture. See how people are exchanging information. See what's happening. And if you are friends with your kids, I suggest that you also hop on again at lunchtime. You also hop on again before you go to bed, and just review the day. Our children are very mobile. Our kids will have power to reach and engage people and reach people in ways that we've never imagined. I honestly feel that the possibility of world peace has been increased simply by the fact that our kids have the ability to understand how other cultures live through virtual interactions. They have the ability to reach out to others in a positive manner. How many of you, well, basically, if when you were in junior high school, if your teacher sent you home with an assignment on a Friday to find out what a student their age in Paris was eating and what they did on the weekend, how many of you would have been able to come back on Monday with that assignment fulfilled? How come I don't see any hands? Okay, if our kids were given that assignment today, every single one of them would be able to come back with a very full report as to what a child and what a student their age in France would do, and that's due to the internet. So there are positive uses here, positive teaching uses. Why are we here talking about Facebook? Well, because it is impacting our children. It's impacting their education. It's impacting their future. And as parents, it's not optional anymore that we not know this. It's not optional that we don't take an active parenting role in this environment as well. It's not optional that we sit back and pretend like it's not there.